once I think I began to make friends at school, that life became a little easier. And my newfound local friends could take me to places to explore. And this meant going a little bit further afield than the town itself. Guffin, for instance, very, very short distance away, had a watermill and a pond, the Mill Pond, to explore. Beyond it, across the stream, was Beneth Woods. And Beneth Woods was out of bounds and was patrolled by a gamekeeper who used to fire his gun in the air to frighten people off. And beside Beneth Woods, no longer there, Fittens Farm. And Fittens Farm was mostly fruit, gooseberries, strawberries, apples and the like. And what a delight as a small boy to go on your Saturday morning and work in the fields, pick fruit. And they actually paid, I think it was 2 shillings for a full basket of fruit. On day one, I was given the job of picking strawberries. Strawberries, I don't even have seen strawberries in a bowl with carnation milk on, and suddenly you're in a field of them. So it was one for the farmer, one for me, one for the farmer, one for me. For about the first hour, and then I was violently sick. Didn't touch strawberries for a long time afterwards. And then my friends, my immediate friends who I became good pals with at school came from farming communities in the slightly outlying towns, Rouen, Tinnagrois. And I was invited to come up onto the farms. One that I remember well was at Gorse Hill. Gorse Hill is now a caravan site, but it was a working farm in those days. And probably one of the most vivid memories I have from that time was haymaking in the summer. And the farmer's wife producing wonderful meals, bacon sandwiches with thick as doorsteps to keep the troops well fed. And exploring the fields and the streams and the trees, getting to know the wildlife and the flora and the fauna. And this was the beginning of a love of the countryside, and more deeply a respect for the countryside. In lambing time, to see lambs being born and brought into the world, the concept and idea of new life, regeneration. My friends just took this in every day. It was part of the way of life. Looking for eggs in the morning for breakfast, in the hedgerows next door to the farm or in the skibbo. It's a wonderful experiences to have as a young man. And then the absolute joy of being able to try driving the tractor. It was the first motorised vehicle I ever touched, was a little Massey 7, one of those little grey Masseys. It was a wonderful experience. After about 3/4 of an hour, I got so proficient, the farmer's son went off to the farm to get some, wherever it was, to bring out to us. So I'm a little bit over-enthusiastic, found that you could shift the gear into second gear and it'd go faster, which was okay, except it was pulling a scythe and cutters. And by the time he came back, I'd done the whole field and was parked in the centre, full of jubilation, which lasted for all of about 30 seconds till it was pointed out that the cutters had jammed and all I'd done is flatten the whole field. But it was the beginning of motorised transport. Sachna Pass is not far away. What exploration, this Echo Rock where you could stand there and shout, hello, and it'd come back to you across the rocks. The mountain itself, but Penmine Head, where you could climb it to the top and look out across the bay. Wonderful. And consider that I'm still comparing this in my juvenile young mind with the sights of factories and industry and traffic in urban London. What a comparison. What a marvellous place to be.